Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm with Tom Hockenberry here in Huntsville, Utah, and we're looking at his really cool Marmon Wasp. Stick around. Okay, so Tom, tell us your story of your Marmon Wasp. When did you first discover CycleKarts, and how did you decide to build a Marmon Wasp?
I came into CycleKarts about 3 years ago, and I was just thumbing through YouTubes and came across Steve Vincent and his cars.
Oh, okay.
And started seeing where they were running, and then another gentleman named Dennis Thomas, and building, and I just said, that's something I would enjoy doing.
Fantastic, I love it. So this is your second build. Your first one was a National, which also turned out beautiful. What inspired you to go to the more larger scale Edwardian?
The Edwardians just seemed to have, they were just the appeal of the car and the size aspect, and I wanted to get above just something that was your basic race car. And so now once you started to bring the thing higher off the ground, and when you start digging into those older cars from 1900s, 1910, 12, there's just been watching them where it's just seemed a lot more interesting and would be a lot more fun to operate.
Sure, sure. So talk to us about the mechanics of this project. What are you running for a motor on this one?
I'm running a Predator 212.
And is it largely stock, or did you modify it?
It's stock.
You have electric start on it, or pull start?
No, just pull start.
Pull start, okay. So basic stuff. And you've got a differential on this?
We used the differential in it.
Okay. And your front suspension, are you just running kind of a typical CycleKart front suspension?
It's a typical system, and I'm using friction shocks on there to help to take when you start getting a lot of bounce, or it's real soft when you start hitting dips. The friction shocks can be tightened up, and you can start to take that play out of the front end. Yeah,
I've noticed on mine, when you have a stiffer front suspension, it seems to handle a lot better. So tell me about the bodywork. What did you build the body from?
Body is all wood, and most of the panels that are on there are 1/8" plywood material. There is some 1/4 inch on there. The floor pan that you're in there is a 1/4 inch floor pan, and where the seat is sitting on is also wood. The bucket seat that's in there, its framework is also wood. It was all molded and everything on there. Really the only metal in it is the framework itself. Mm-hmm. And to mount the engine, and some framing, steel framing to where I would be attaching the body panels.
Okay, so 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch. I'm hearing this and I'm thinking that, wow, that sounds really thin and flimsy. It doesn't seem to be flimsy at all.
No, what I've done is I use 4-ounce glass cloth, and then I'll take epoxy, and then I will coat each side, lay down the 4-ounce glass cloth, epoxy over it. And if you've got a twisted piece of wood, if you lay it out flat, put the cloth, the epoxy, put a little weight on it. When that cures, flip it over. Do the same thing. Once everything is cured, you basically have straightened out a crooked wood panel.
Oh, wow. So each panel gets made separately, or do you assemble it and then coat each of the
Each panel, there's removable panels. That whole car can be completely broken down, disassembled all the way down to the frame. Everything can be removed off of it. So there's different segments, side panels, over the top in the front, which would be your engine cowl. That's a whole separate component that can be taken off. So usually what I would do is I would build the component and then glass over it. The tail section, that cone section in there, that was built on the car. Once everything was done, sanded, ready to go, then I epoxied it on the outside and took it off, and then just turned around and then did some glass work on the inside to stiffen everything up.
Oh, the results are beautiful. The car is absolutely stunning in person. The wheel discs are really unique. So how did you accomplish that appearance?
What I did to start out with, first I took and I used like heavy construction paper to make a pattern for the diameter, made a cut in it, so when you brought the two edges together, it would cone correctly and lay in place. So there was my pattern. Then I took a smooth surface, and all I did was put a garbage bag, stretched it tight, lay down 4 layers of glass cloth, wet it out with epoxy, let it cure. Then I traced out my circle, cut it out, and then when I brought the two edges together, which gave me the cone, then I just used a lighter piece of glass cloth to seam it. And then I added 1 more 4-ounce layer of cloth on the inside of it, and 1 more on the outside, which finished stiffening it up.
Well, the result is fantastic. They look like they're regular steel discs, like it would have the original car would have had. So what drew you to the Marmon Wasp specifically?
Just the way that the car looked. It was completely different for an Edwardian period car, to where the tail section, trying to make the car look aerodynamic, And the car originally was designed to be a total race car, not a factory stock where they just stripped the body down and to go race it. It was designed, they wanted as a one-seater. And so that just kind of made it easier in a way of trying to take a two-seater car and shrink it down into a one-seater car.
Right, right. So this has a functional rear view mirror. I remember the original driver that drove this car at the Indy 500 said that it shook so much it was unusable. Does this one shake quite a bit, or is it?
No, actually, there's some shaking, but no, it's clear. I can sit there and tip and look and see, and I can see behind who's coming up on me.
Fantastic, I love it. So this car is just a beautiful job. You did such a fantastic project on this, and you know, a good example to other builders that with wood you can make anything. And so, Tom, I appreciate you sharing this cycle kart with us today at Huntsville, and hope all you at home are enjoying the videos, and like, subscribe, and all that jazz. See you next time.